Greetings, humans. I'm Andy.
And I'm George.
And this is Couscous.
And welcome back to the Windmill Full of Corpses puzzle box. Alright, so second outing from Liveforms, An Evening with Haken, and this puzzle box. I think it was the song that opened the second half of the set. We've seen this show live. So they played the whole Fauna album first and then a selection of other things. And this is like one of the grooviest and catchiest Haken songs, and I am very, very hype.
I think it's my favorite off Vector.
I think it's my favorite off of Vector too.
I agree.
Now, yes. Let's go! Break it down. Yay! Now they're gonna do the buttony things. The what? The buttony things.
Of self-worth evaporates into
go! Yeah! Drum roll. Yeah. Let's go! That was such a jam! And I love this song. And the lights turned red because the album is red. Yes! Bruh, Puzzle Box is one of the best written songs from Haken ever. Vector's not my favorite album, but that song, yes! Yes, yes, yes. And Mill by Mouth. You know, I was thinking through the bridge section in this one. You mean the botany part? No, before the atmospheric botany part, the more chaotic part, instrumentally. That Ross has these like really kind of long, drawn-out vocals. Yeah. That's him just looking at the math that his bandmate's saying, and he's like, "Okay, you guys do that. I'm checking out." So whenever Haken does like really super mathy parts, the vocals are either these very long stuff or they're just not there, which is what happened with Mill by Mouth. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not singing on this." I decided that's what happened. Of course, I think it's more him looking at it and going, "Nah, guys, our audience are they're muggles. They're not gonna be able to handle this. Yeah, we got to give them something to keep them hooked. We got to give them some clear vocal lines or some atmosphere or something. Because if we just do that, they're all gonna check out." But he doesn't check out. He's a prog hero. Yes. I decided. Yes. I like that Connor's microphone said Connor. I like that Charlie's guitar said "Let's Fun." It said "Let's Fun." It said "Let's Fun." I didn't catch that. We weren't at this show, but we were at a different show they did on this tour, and all the other shows they did on this tour were seated, so we couldn't mosh. Yeah, now I'm seated while I'm looking at it again, and I also can't mosh, and I really wanted to mosh! Because it's got all that groove and all the... It's got this really cool pacing of constant groove and like unpredictable pattern in the galloping stuff. Yeah. And chunk. Yeah, it has a lot of chunk. Yeah. So all that... Yeah. It's really cool. That's what I'm saying. Basically, it's a very good song and they played it very, very well. Yes. It astounds me how, like, pitch accurate they are in singing. Like, even great vocalists will miss a note every now and then. Here, even the backing vocals are spot on. Yeah. Well, Haken are, like, some of the most professional I've seen in their live shows. I think Tesseract still takes the winning cake for me live, but vocally, I think what Haken does is more accurate live. Ross is above Daniel Tompkins for me. For me, no. I prefer Daniel Tompkins as a singer, but more because of the expression and the emotion. I think Haken plays more accurately. With the vocals specifically. You're allowed to be wrong. Shut up. Do what he's doing. Okay. He's being an absolute badass and not giving a fuck what anyone else thinks about him. Yes. Well, yes, I am gonna do that. Yes. I had more thoughts. The drum parts were really cool. The whole, what you were pointing out with the cymbal part and the tom rolls. I never really paid much attention to the tom roll parts in this song because I'm focused on the guitars more. But you always pick on cool drum details and that just gives it such another cool layer of dynamic. That creates this effect of like now it's suspended and then it drops. Because you have those toms and they're filling it in and it feels like it's all kind of running there. Yeah.
And then it drops on a groove and that's when it fell.
Yeah, and I also like that for the electronic part. When you have bands that do that, it's usually just a backing track. For Haken, you have the keyboard do a lot of synthy things. You have the drums do straight up electronic percussion on the pad. And you have Ross singing, and I don't know if he's got some effect processor on his voice that makes it sound more muffled. I don't think he had.
He might.
Yeah, like he had the whole megaphone in Beneath the White Rainbow, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing vocal process parts sometimes live.
Yeah, nothing's gonna sound more muffled than the megaphone part.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm so happy with this.
Me too.
I can't wait for the full live thing. I want to see it.
Are we done here?
No.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. With bells
Thank you
on.
very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon.
Corpse is out.